So I was looking on Reddit and I saw this post on the, I think it was the MTHFR subreddit that said, well, it was talking about vitamin B3, which is also called niacin. And if you take enough vitamin B3, you will get something called the niacin flush. So niacin for the vitamin B3 and flush for the, it's like where your skin gets red, right? And well, so what the post said was, if you take enough niacin, you will get this flush, and then that's a good thing because you're getting vasodilation. So it's basically a goal to aim for. And even though this is correct, it is vasodilation, the problem with it is, and I found this out because I was like, I don't think this cannot be correct. It seems that yes, it is vasodilation, but it is an inflammatory response of the skin to the amount of niacin you're taking, which is kind of like, well, you know how histamine also gives you skin reactions, like it can give you also hives and like just dry skin and stuff like that. It's kind of the same thing. So when you are taking B complex or something like that, and you're getting like a flush, when you're feeling like kind of warm or something like that, you're taking way too much of it. You honestly take way too much of it. But I did want to touch on this a bit more because vasodilation is one thing that interests me massively because, well, for general performance in the gym and such, and just your health in general, but also because in 2022 I got sick, and after a very long time of oxidative stress, I actually developed a condition called vasculitis IgA, which is a what's that thing called? What's that thing called where your own body, when your own immune system attacks your body? No, you definitely know what I'm talking about, right? It's a I'm gonna have to cut this out for sure. But it's basically where your own immune system starts attacking your own body. Put it in the comments. Everyone knows what this is. Put it in the comments for me, please. And so after this happened to me, right? So then I always had cold hands and feet, which is a clear sign that your vasodilation is not working properly. And for me, like I'm 26 now, I was younger then, this shit should be working correctly, right? So I spent a lot of time looking at ways to increase vasodilation, to heal my veins and such. And to get vasodilation, proper vasodilation, there are basically two ways to get it. So you could either, and both ways are based on nitric oxide. So, and this is a molecule that will cause the vasodilation. This is nitric oxide. We'll talk about the first pathway. So the first pathway is through nitric oxide synthase, also called NOS. And there's three forms of this: NNOS, iNOS, and eNOS. And today we will talk about eNOS, endothelial nitric oxide synthase. For this, you need four molecules. You need BH4, you need NADPH, you need citrulline, and oxygen. And BH4 is basically like a currency you spend to power the reaction. NADPH falls under the same umbrella. And you've probably heard of citrulline, you know about oxygen. When you're missing one of these compounds, so say you're missing BH4, because BH4 is often oxidized by the body, like when it's under oxidative stress. And then you could take citrulline, right? Because a lot of people in the fitness sphere might take citrulline before a workout to get a pump in the gym. What happens is you might take citrulline, but when you're missing this BH4, instead of making proper nitric oxide, what the body will do is it will create something called superoxide, which is a reactive oxygen species. And you do not want this whatsoever, because this will just ramp up oxidative stress, just completely ramp up the oxidative stress. And this has a name, it's called NOS uncoupling. So if you have tried citrulline and it's giving you not the reaction you were hoping for, it might be through this mechanism. Because I was also experiencing this mechanism, because when you're like me, when you've had this kind of, you've been in this pathological state for a while, this is probably not going to work. So then I was looking at alternative ways, and it seems nitrates, which you can find in foods, you can find it in leafy greens, which is the good form of nitrates you want, and you can also find it in things like cured meats, like bacon and such, which is then it's added, and you don't want that. You don't want this. Cured meats are not that healthy. Good. So one of the leafy greens that you could take, that I was taking, is arugula. Arugula is a perfect vegetable to get your nitric oxide up, because it is also low in oxalates. You could take a different form of leafy green, but just watch out for the oxalate content, because oxalates do seem to be toxic to the body, and then it's just not worth it, right? So then I got into this habit of eating a lot of arugula. So I would go to the supermarket, maybe, I don't know, every day, and buy like a big bag of arugula, wash it, put it in, and eat it at lunch, like at least 100 grams. And to be honest, it was working fantastically. My hands were warming up, my feet were feeling good, and I was getting a good pump in the gym. So it was working. The thing for me was that, well, it took kind of a lot of effort, which, I mean, I know for such a positive benefit, it might be worth it. I might start eating it again in the future, but I did found an alternative way that I do want to share with you. It's called a red spinach extract, which is also low in oxalates, which is just a powder. You basically mix it into your water, and then you just drink this water, like this mixture, and then after 1 to 2 hours, you will feel the benefits of it. Which for me, like when you're working a lot and you've got to go to your actual job, and then you just quickly chug it at work, and then it's much easier, you know what I mean? So for me to reliably keep getting this nitric oxide up, I was taking this supplement, which is called Oxystorm. It's called Oxystorm. You can look it up. You might want to try it out. It's because these extracts, I've realized you gotta be kind of careful with the extracts you're taking, because the extract, they're basically stripping away all the other things of the plant, like just the water and such. So it's of course a very like strong kind of compound, it's a heavily filtered type of the compound, but it's also, if it's not done correctly or safely, it will also take a lot of the negative compounds that could be in the plant, like for example heavy metals and such, right? And this Oxystorm is then a safe one that does not have such high amounts of heavy metals. Good. So I just wanted to put it out there. And if you've got any questions regarding this, just put them in the comments. I'll for sure get back to you, and I hope you have a good day.